Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Curse of Oak Island, a giant underground void suggests possible chamber under the garden shaft. The Curse of Oak Island guys have enlisted the help of a team of miners as they encounter a large void in the money pit area near the garden shaft. They hope the void contains a secret chamber. On last night's episode, the guys focused pretty much all their attention on the garden shaft. This searcher shaft, discovered in 2017, was initially abandoned after the team felt it wasn't of much interest. However, things have changed dramatically in the first 3 episodes of Season 10. The discovery of a tunnel in the money pit area at 108 feet that appeared to be heading in the direction of the garden shaft, coupled with the high content of gold in the water samples around the shaft, all means that the team has decided to examine what's under there. The Curse of Oak Island guys have enlisted the help of a team of miners as they encounter a large void in the money pit area near the garden shaft. They hope the void contains a secret chamber. On last night's episode, the guys focused pretty much all their attention on the garden shaft. This searcher shaft, discovered in 2017, was initially abandoned after the team felt it wasn't of much interest. However, things have changed dramatically in the first 3 episodes of Season 10. The discovery of a tunnel in the money pit area at 108 feet that appeared to be heading in the direction of the garden shaft, coupled with the high content of gold in the water samples around the shaft, all means that the team has decided to examine what's under there. This likely means there's a void or chamber underground. Marty Lagina suspects treasure is hidden in an offset chamber. The existence of an offset or secret chamber that contains hidden treasure has always been one of Marty Lagina's favorite theories. Marty thinks it likely that the original treasure depositors created a fake money pit, or as he referred to it last night, an illusion hole, only to hide the loot in a side/offset chamber. Either way, the guys need to find out what's going on down there, and thankfully, Doug Crowell has a plan. He enlisted the help of a mining company, Dumas Contracting Ltd., who gave a presentation to the Fellowship in the War Room. Oak Island team will be able to examine money pit area from underground. The guys from Dumas outlined an ambitious plan to excavate the original garden shaft down to approximately 75 feet. They would then reconstruct the shaft, making it safe for the Lagina brothers and the rest of the Fellowship to go down and have a look. And the Dumas folks claimed they only needed 50 days to do this. The guys were thrilled at the prospect as it would be the first time that they could actually go underground and explore the money pit area for themselves. Marty asked the miners about the possibility of further excavation outward of the shaft, and excitingly, he was told that Dumas could tunnel in any direction and any elevation that they wished. This is a great moment to be a fan of Oak Island, as Season 10 is increasingly showing that the guys are willing to use any resource and technology available to get to the bottom of the 227-year-old mystery. The cold Atlantic wind swept across the rugged terrain of Oak Island, carrying with it the whispers of centuries-old secrets. The garden shaft, a site of relentless excavation and boundless hope, loomed before the team as they stared down into its depths. For years, that island had teased them with mysteries, tantalizing clues, half-buried artifacts, and legends that danced on the edge of belief. But now, standing at the brink of something monumental, they couldn't shake the feeling that history was about to unveil itself. Marty Lagina wiped the sweat from his brow as he exchanged a look with his brother Rick. "This is it," Marty murmured, his voice laced with a mix of excitement and trepidation. They had unearthed countless red herrings before, tunnels that led nowhere, artifacts that sparked excitement only to reveal no treasure. Yet this time, something felt different. Beneath their feet, just below the weathered earth and thick roots that had anchored the island for eons, a giant underground void had been detected, a void that defied explanation. It had shown up on their recent scans as clear as day. Marty squinted at the digital readout, a glowing image of the subterranean anomaly. The chamber it suggested was massive, a potential hidden space that lay undisturbed, possibly for centuries, waiting beneath the garden shaft. "Possible chamber, possible treasure," said Jack Begley, his youthful enthusiasm barely contained. "We've heard that before. But this feels real. Rick Laguna stood silent, his mind racing back through years of speculation. They had explored so many theories, all leading back to this mysterious island. From the tantalizing connection to the Knights Templar, whispers of Marie Antoinette's lost jewels, to the rumored Spanish gold, each theory cast a shadow over the island's enigmatic past. He couldn't help but wonder. Was this chamber, lying beneath the garden shaft, the answer they had sought for so long? They had been led to the garden shaft by a series of cryptic discoveries. Old manuscripts recovered from distant archives hinted at the presence of an undisclosed structure buried deep underground. These ancient documents, passed through secretive hands for generations, spoke of an unseen network of tunnels designed to hide something of immeasurable value. As the drillers worked tirelessly to reach the anomaly, the tension in the air grew thicker. The rhythmic sounds of machinery echoed through the clearing as the garden shaft swallowed the team's hopes once more. They were plunging toward the unknown, as had so many before them. But unlike those past attempts, this time there was science to guide them. The latest seismic and ground-penetrating radar technology had revealed not just a void, but a structured, geometric space. Walls, corners, a chamber large enough to house something far more significant than a mere cache of coins. It suggested intent, a deliberate construction. "We're looking at something big," Charles Barkhouse said, voice steady, yet charged with anticipation. His knowledge of the island's history made him cautious, but this discovery stirred something deep within him. If it's a chamber, it could have been untouched for hundreds of years. The mere thought electrified the group. To stand so close to unraveling Oak Island's biggest secret, the possibility that they were about to step into a hidden vault, a treasure room, was intoxicating. Legends of gold and jewels flashed through their minds, but so did the more profound question, what or who had built this chamber? And for what purpose? Rick's mind raced, not with the material riches that might lie ahead, but with the knowledge, the truth that could finally set the island's legend to rest. He had never been one to chase gold. His pursuit was more spiritual, a desire to connect with the island's history. His gaze lingered on the entrance to the garden shaft, now feeling more like a gateway to another world, a doorway to centuries long past. The drill hit something hard. A dull thud echoed through the site, halting the machinery and drawing the team's attention. For a split second, silence reigned. The sound hadn't been the clatter of shattered stone. It had been more solid, more deliberate, as if they had struck a constructed barrier. Marty's eyes widened as the drill operator glanced up from his controls. "We've hit something," that operator confirmed. With a flurry of excitement, the team crowded around the site, leaning in as the camera probe was lowered into the freshly drilled hole. The live feed flickered for a moment before stabilizing, revealing the jagged walls of the shaft as it descended deeper into the island. For what felt like an eternity, the only thing visible was earth and stone, until it wasn't. The screen went dark momentarily, before illuminating a vast open space. A collective gasp rose from the group. There it was, the void. But it was more than a hollowed-out cavern. The camera slowly panned across the chamber, revealing smooth stone walls, corners that formed deliberate angles, and the unmistakable glint of something metallic, catching the dim light. "Look at that!" Alex Laguna exclaimed, pointing to the screen. There, half buried in sediment, was what appeared to be an ancient chest or container, its surface weathered by time but still discernible. Beside it, other shapes began to emerge from the shadows, figures carved into the stone, inscriptions that were impossible to decipher from the camera feed alone. The team stared in disbelief. This was no natural formation. This was a chamber, and it had been built for a reason. "What is this place?" Marty asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Rick's heart raced as he stared at the mysterious shapes on the screen. They were standing at the edge of something monumental, something that could rewrite everything they thought they knew about Oak Island. Could it be a treasure, or was it something far more significant? A library of lost knowledge, or perhaps relics of a forgotten civilization. As they prepared to descend into the chamber, the air buzzed with a mixture of hope and fear. The garden shaft had been a portal to the unknown, but now it seemed like it might be much more. A door to the past, to the answer that had eluded explorers for centuries.